Thank you, Vixen. It's nothing new for me. Hey, Jason, what's up? Yeah, I had myself on mute. It's nothing new. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Jason. And Nightmare was in here, so hello to him or them or whoever they may be. It's nothing new for me, Kelly. I'm always muting myself, so it's no big deal. So what's up, everybody? We'll see how long the night goes. I usually go an hour or two, depending on how I feel. It's been a long day, so we'll see. I'm still fighting what I'm dealing with, so you just kind of bear with me, like I said, for a little bit here. Hopefully I can get back to normal again. A little huffy puffy today because I got to working a little too much, pushing myself. Hello, Christopher. How are you today, sir? Yeah, I'm not tired. I'm just huffy puffy. Yeah, kind of overdid it a little bit here and there, and took a little break and played with Gemma some Fortnite. Poor girl, she don't feel good. Bear with her. Speaking of which, why I got some people in here. Remember, her new book just came out. It's on Amazon. The links are in the description. Gone 5, Volume 5. Check it out. Get the hard copy. And, you know, if you get it, make sure you leave a review, please. A 5-star review. Make sure you leave a review, okay? If you want a hard copy and you want an autographed copy, you have to text her or email her, it's $20, and you can PayPal, Cash App, and you make sure you tell her that's what you want. She's got to buy the book. She has to pay for the book, and then she'll autograph it and ship it to you. But always nice to have the autographed copies. They're great books. I prefer to hold the copy. I do have a couple of the Kindle versions, but I like to hold the book myself and read it. Also, there'll be no video on Monday. That poor girl's been sick all week, so bear with her. Hello, Andrew. Ooh, excuse me. So bear with her. So there will be no video on upload for Monday premiere. So, but we will be here Friday at 7:15. It's her birthday, so come and celebrate with us. We'd love to see you. And Saturday, on my streams, I don't like to promise I'm going to be here, but because I never know how I'm going to be or how Pop is going to be. So hopefully I'll be here Saturday night. Let me see. I'm still getting used to my glasses. Going to write my paranormal experience. There you go, Vixen. Nightmare. Did Nightmare sneak his nose back in here yet? Not yet. I don't think he has yet. Nope, he hasn't popped back in yet. Latro, what's up? Let me catch up on everybody here. I have a friend who just released a book. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's sometimes you start kind of low. And fed the cats. I hope everybody's good and hanging tough. It is Wednesday, so it's hump day. But once again, check out her book. Please get a copy. Friday's her birthday. We'd love to see you to celebrate. Remember, $2 on Cash App or PayPal and $4 in Super Chat. We'd love it. It helps her. That's why she's charging for the moment. But if you stay till the end of the night, you might get lucky. Okay? She doesn't like people leaving without one. But it doesn't happen until the end of the night, so you got to stick it out. But you don't have to come in there just for a reading. Come in and hang out and relax with the chat. Sometimes you might just find what resonates for you. If you're meant to be there, you're probably meant to hear something. Well, if you're there, you might be meant to hear something. So I'm a little fuzzy today. I'm just going to make sure I didn't miss anybody. So anybody got any big plans for this fun weekend? It's nice here. It just poured. So, and we're sitting about 40 right now. When the prescription ran out, I'll tell you what. I wore glasses. I wear glasses all the time. And here I go getting glitchy again. And I haven't even done anything yet. Uh-oh. 1 second. There we go. That was weird. Okay. I don't know why I'm lagging all of a sudden. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to figure out. Something's not happy. Let's see. I don't know why everything's taken care of. It shouldn't do this. There we go. It was nice in Nebraska. That's cool. Yeah, but I used to wear glasses all the time, and I had to stop wearing them because they were starting to give me headaches. And it turns out, my eyes changed. Now I got to get used to these. And they've been kind of hard. I've had them for almost 2 weeks now. Well, a few days. 2 weeks. Going on 2 weeks now, and it's been kind of rough. I'm not used to the bifocals. And there are no lines, so they're taking a little time to get used to. But yeah, other than that, I am good. I'm feeling a little better. Still, when I get to working really hard, I kind of pay for it, which is my own fault. But I got things I got to do. Got things to get done. What did everybody think of it? Gemma's interview Sunday night on Michigan. UFO sightings and paranormal encounters with Wayne and Michelle. Good interview. Always great. Steery chassis. Watch what you spilled there. Yeah, it was a good interview. Fell asleep. We contacts my dad did once. And yeah, I did that once. That's why I don't do contacts. That and I have them a hard time. Yeah, you missed it, didn't you? That's all right. You got to go back and watch it, so that's all right. Hey, it's there. You can go back and watch a couple of those. I'm sure Wayne and Michelle would love that. They could use the view. Here I am. I don't know. What is up with the internet tonight? Usually our internet's not that bad. I get a few glitches once in a while, but tonight's really bad. I don't get it. Anyways, touched on a couple of subjects. All I got to say about some of the things is, oh my gosh, quit. It bugs me when I see out of the corner of my eye, I'm glitching. It just drives me nuts. I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to certain things. Anyways, you go looking for things that probably shouldn't be go looking for. You might find yourself in a little bit of trouble. You don't go messing with things you shouldn't mess with, but even if you think you understand them, but people are curious. I'm curious. I do it too. But yeah, you got to be careful when you dabble in stuff and talk about things and what kind of intent you're using when you talk about those things. You have when you're talking about those things. Yeah, well, I'm not sure what the deal is with notifications because sometimes I get them and sometimes I don't. I notice the ones I don't get are channels or my smaller channels or channels that are, let's say, interesting in their conversations are the ones I usually don't get. Now, I've gotten them before, but it's just their way of messing with you. Because I get all my other notifications, but with some of the smaller channels, I even put notifications for my own streams just to see if I get them. And sometimes I get them, and sometimes I don't. Same thing with the Friday nights. Sometimes I get them, and sometimes I don't. Yeah, you got to be careful when you got the Fae around you. You don't want to insult them. You don't want to insult anything. Period. in that kind of realm. You know, you push, sometimes they push back. Yeah, I'm not a big phone guy, so they're all the same to me. Gosh, I am skipping so bad. What is the deal? I'm going to try something. I'm just going to leave YouTube. Quit. It keeps asking me if I'm a robot. What the hell? That's messed up. I'm just not going to go in. Okay, so I'm not in YouTube right now. So I can't leave anything. I only have it on sometimes just because it keeps the white background from being too bright. Yeah, see, now I didn't mind my Android when I had it. I kind of miss it. Now, this is what I joined in with my son. I don't mind this phone. I just don't use all those features. Heck, I just joined TikTok yesterday for Gemma. That's another thing. Make sure you guys watch her shorts. Make sure you comment on her shorts. She needs the views, guys. She needs the views. And when she does, you know, please, on the end of our live streams, you know, just say hi or leave a comment. Preferably with 7 words at least, but leave a comment. Make sure you say hi, or if you got a comment and you want to, you know, suggest something, please, on all these streams and uploads. So those again, her book is out, Gone 5, Volume 5. Please check it out. Get it. Leave a review, preferably a 5-star review. If you want an autographed copy, you know, $20. And then that's PayPal, Cash App. Everything's in the links. Let her know what it is for, and she'll get the copy, autograph it, and send it on its merry way. Yeah, I just catching up on all the TikTok stuff. I have an orb play with my camera a few times this week. Oh, that's wild. Knocks my front screen door. Oh, interesting. Without glasses, they look like humans. Oh, you did, huh? But yeah, orbs are an interesting subject because I personally think some orbs are spirits. I've seen footage and pictures where there actually looks like there's faces in them. But I've also know that some orbs are nothing but energy. Now, is it human energy or something else? But most of the times, I think orbs are just energy. Now, could it be somebody? Yeah, possible. What the what? Oh, what are orange plasma orbs? You know, that's a good question because I've heard somebody else bring that up, and I've also heard about red ones, and I think that's honestly what it is. It's plasma, and if you know what plasma is, it's just energy. It's just a little more solid form. Man, I am huffing today, so I don't know how long I'll last. I got to work in a little bit right before this. I think I was trying to rush. Excuse me. You know, it's like a lot of theorizing going on about things coming. Just be patient. Let the information come out freely and quickly. You know, energy will, yeah, just a bit like in ball lightning. Yeah, exactly. But are you sure about that? I've actually watched an orb in this cemetery down from me almost go from one side of the cemetery to the other side of the cemetery without just one straight direction, passing through stuff and everything. It was wild. That was a long time ago. That was before video cameras. I was just a kid. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Usually it's pretty stable. I mean, it's where it's at. I've seen it move, but not like that. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, I need to catch up on some reading. I got a lot of reading to do. I got some updates on research I got to do because lately I've been feeling kind of misplaced when it comes to some things because I feel like I'm kind of gotten out of touch on a few things. So I will be doing that the next couple of weeks too at night while I'm not sleeping. Oh, yeah. Okay. A lot of truth. I don't know if I would want to put one in my pocket, but our ball lightning would appear in the kitchen. It always existed by growing down the kitchen sink drain. Interesting. Okay. Interesting conversation. Like I said, I'm not a very well versed in that. I just know there's a difference. I've seen a difference. But that's about it. Like I said, I'm not that smart. I'm smart. I'm a lot smarter than people think. There's a lot more goes on here than people realize. And there's a lot more information up there than I would love to just, but not like the old days. So I just go with the flow and let it come out when it comes out, if it comes out. When it needs to. And I hope everybody is good that's tuning in and out. Had an interesting experience the other day. We had gone out. We were running some errands. I take Dad to this place every so often to get his cigars. It's like a little cigar warehouse. And there's a couple guys that run that place. And there's one guy that's been there almost every time we've been there now. He's kind of an interesting dude. And he gets a kick out of Dad, and Dad gets a kick out of him. They're all older guys, probably a little younger than my dad. And we walk in. Dad went to go look around for his cigars. And I was trying to help him find what he was looking for. And I'm watching the two guys are sitting behind the register. They have like a little register. And then they kind of sit in chairs behind there. Sometimes they're smoking cigars. Sometimes they're just sitting back and kicking back. And I'm noticing the one gentleman has something standing behind him. And I'm watching Dad so he don't, bump into anything or something because he's still a little weak around the legs. But he won't use a walker. He'll use his cane, but he won't use his walker. And I'm watching this guy sit. He's, good spirits. They're all pretty good guys. And I'm watching this thing stand behind him. At first, I didn't pick up anything, and then I felt this real kind of loving presence. And I realized that whoever was standing behind him must have raised him, because every so often I'd watch it put its hands on his shoulders, and when it did, he seemed to kind of relax. And then when it took his hands off his shoulders, he kind of not stiffen back up, but kind of tense back up. And I watched that a couple times while we were in there and paying and stuff. And when I went to leave, I swear I heard a female's voice go, "Goodbye." And it was all men in that place. It was nice to see you. And I stopped dead in my track and opened the door for Dad. And I just kind of looked in and looked at him. And he goes, "What's wrong?" I go, "You didn't hear that." And they looked at each other, "Hear what?" And I said, "A female voice just said goodbye. It was nice to see me." see us. And they both looked at each other, thought I was wackadoodle. And then the gentleman, the older gentleman who I was standing behind, kind of relaxed a little bit and looked at me and goes, okay. But at first, they were pretty sure I was wackadoodles. And then it dawned on him or something, because he totally relaxed and said, okay. And we left. It was kind of weird, but it was kind of cool. So whoever's there with him was definitely protecting him. On the subjects, I'm just learning. Yeah, there's things that I do know, but I try to keep an open mind about everything. Subjects that I have expertise in, half the online info is wrong. It's generating strong BS filter. Now, how do you know you're not wrong? Huh? I'm just... Everybody's got a knowledge. Everybody's smart. And yes, there is a lot of BS that goes around out there. I do not deny that. But it was a very beautiful encounter. I don't get those too often. Not too often at all. Sunday, we went to the store. I didn't really want to go. I'm getting tired of spending money. And I'm tired of, all of us having to spend money in this house. I'm never wrong. Anyways, so we go to the store. Dad goes, let's go to the store. I'm not going. I didn't really want to go by myself. It was a lot of it, because the last 2 times I went to the store, it was just horrible. There were people in there, I could feel them even across the store. There were things I was seeing that I was not happy with. They were just some bad things. So Dad goes, let's go to the store. I said, okay. So we went. While we're in the store, we get what we need. I'm trying to move pretty fast. I think we're kind of just trying to keep up. But thank God they had one of those little scooters. So he was in that, and he was doing pretty good. And I'd have to stop, make sure he's got a clear way and all that. Respect your elders. Yes, you better respect your elders. Anyways, we bump into a few people that seem to have some attitudes. These one people, he came around the corner, and he even said, pardon me. And they looked at him like it was like for him to get out of the way. So he started back up, and they gave him a sturdy work. And I stepped in front of him, and I look at them both. Both of them just had this heavy, heavy presence. And it was an arrogance, too, with this presence. And as soon as I stood in front of Dad and them, they backed off and just went around the corner and just turned around and went the other way. But by the time I left that store, even with him there, I was so drained. There was goodness in the store. Don't get me wrong. I could feel the goodness. But that was one of the days where the heaviness from people's anxieties and the things that walk behind them was just much more heavier than the goodness. And I think my dad knew, because we sat in the parking. I put the groceries away while he got in the car, and I sat in the car, and I just sat there, and he goes, you okay? I said, Dad, you don't understand. It's hard sometimes to do this. I said, if I had my way, I wouldn't leave the house, because I know you don't understand. But it's hard to go into these stores or into the gas station and see what follows people and feel their heaviness and feel their sorrow and their anxieties. And to even feel somebody who's clear on the other side of the store that's so bad that you thank God they're on the other side of the store, because you know they're there. But yes, I do see good spirits too. But I'm in great spirits. I'm in good spirits. But it was a rough day that Sunday. And then having the health issues I've been having lately, it gets a little harder. It takes a little more out of me. So, now I know how Gemma feels when she don't feel good and she comes in that room. You guys pick her up and you lift her up. But afterwards, she is so tired and drained. And I know that. I feel that with her. So everybody, make sure you're there this Friday. She has been sicker than a dog all week, barely able to talk. So it would do her some good to have you all show up and send her some love and give her some love. Make it a good night for her. And hopefully she'll go out and have fun Saturday night for her birthday. Guess she's going out with the ladies. So she needs that. But I am kind of huffy. I mean, I did too much before I did this. Well, at least I didn't have to make a big dinner. I made a beef stew for dinner. Well, I made a roast for dinner. Giles likes my beef stew. I'll have to make it next. And then the lack of cigarettes, I gotta tell you. Quitting smoking, it's rough. Every so often, I just get that urge. Where it comes in, it creeps up on you. And Gemma has a good administrator. I love beef stew too. Actually, I like Hunter stew. I was introduced to Hunter stew a long time ago. That's when you take your venison, whatever you have left, and just put everything in one leftovers, put it all in one big pot with some veggies, stew it up. Oh, I love that stuff. But yeah, I'm a big beef stew guy. I like a good roast, a crock pot roast. That's what I made today. Just easy on me. But everybody seemed to have light appetites lately because usually they pound it down because I make just a small one. So it's always perfect. That way I don't have a whole lot of leftovers. Dad barely ate tonight. I ate a good bowl. I don't know if Giles has even eaten yet. He hasn't been feeling the best. So, yep. Oh, homemade biscuits. I haven't made homemade biscuits for a while. I just don't have enough time in the day. I used to make homemade noodles. I still do when I can. My grandma showed me how. But it's been a while since I've been able to do that. And I tried thin sliced ribeyes in the fryer. Oh, that actually sounds like a bad idea. How'd it turn out? First few are good. Cool. I'm sure if you did it right, it'll be awesome. Yeah, I got a couple recipes. I think I'm going to make him some stuffed peppers. And I'm going to try cabbage rolls for him. We'll see how they turn out. But because he's the only one that eats them, so I don't like to make a whole bunch of them, just a couple each, and that'll be perfect for him. But I'm trying to make more fresh food here at the house. Sometimes we get caught up in what I call quick dinners because it's easy. I'm running all day and trying to do this, trying to do that. The air frying ovens are pretty nice. Now I got a small air fryer right now. I wasn't sure how I'd like it. Actually, I love it. So next time I'll get a bigger one. But yeah, they have the ovens now and everything. They're pretty nice. I know a couple people that have them. They love them. Yeah, I know you're trying to cut down your carbs. What are carbs? I don't even care anymore. You got my email. Mail it to me. I'm always willing to try a new recipe. The ones I got were my mom's. I finally found them, so I trust them. I know they're not hard, but a lot of this is just. I don't think people really understand it. Some people think I'm going to sit at home all day because I don't work anymore. Well, first of all, if I could be working and they would let me work, I'd be at work. I'd be doing what I love. And that's back to printing again. But that's not the case. And it's hard taking care of him, And he's pretty easy. He has good days and bad days. On his bad days, he mostly sleeps. But, we run and I try to keep him busy. we like to watch our shows together. You know, we watch the paranormal shows and stuff like that. He's got hooked on a couple of Bigfoot shows, so he always laughs because he grew up near Mount Logan here in Ohio, down in Chillicothe, and Mount Airy and all them down there, and Mount Logan, where, you know, there's been Bigfoot sightings. And he always joked, man, I played in those hills and those mountains. Not once did I ever see one. I always tell him, that's probably because they saw you first. And that wasn't big talk back then. I mean, I know you've heard stories. You've had to heard stories. I mean, I've heard stories from his family. Did he not pay attention to them as they were growing up? I don't know. But he always, you know, was always shocked. I never seen anything or heard anything out there running around. And I said, I'm sure they probably saw you, though. That's one of his favorite shows, too. Is Bigfoot Expedition Bigfoot. That's one of his favorites. Man, I am huffy and puffy. I'm listening to myself. I'm like, holy crap. So what are you folks, some of your favorite stuff to watch when it comes to these paranormal shows? Now, I long time ago, I used to like Ghost Adventures, but I'm not a big fan of Zach, so I stopped watching it. And he got busted finally, so. And then, but I always did like that Fact or Fiction. I loved that show. Destination Truth. I wish he'd bring that back. What was the other one? Because I like Josh Gates. He's a nice guy, actually. Monster Quest was always pretty good in the day. Monsters and Mysteries in America was always really good. Yeah, Buckeye Bigfoot. Yeah, she's right here in the Buckeye State. Yeah, it's a female, right? I think I have watched it. I try to catch stuff like that. Hey, K. Willie, what's up, sir? It's a little early for you. But then again, I am streaming a little earlier now. I'm at my mom's house. She started, oh, buddy. I will be back home barbecuing soon. Until then, yes, we will send lots of prayers to your mom, Sherry. We're more than happy to, AK. We'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers. Keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Her in her thoughts and prayers. Bless you. Take care of her. We send her much love and light. I'll put her on the prayer list, on my prayer list for you. Now, I wasn't a big fan of the Mountain Monsters. My dad loved the show. Kind of reminded him of family. But yes, AK, you got that, buddy. And I'll make sure Gemma knows too, sir. And much love to you, bro. You ever need anything, you yell, okay? Yeah, they were talking about her on Moggs last night. And he was just signing off. Everybody was going to go watch, or I guess she released a new video. Does she do a podcast, or does she do uploads, or does she do both? There's a difference, because podcast is kind of like what I'm doing. It's streaming, and then an upload's an actual just a video. And sometimes they do them with Premiere, where you can talk while the upload's playing. Yeah, my dad gets a kick out of those guys too. And that's a kind of a goofy show. Yeah, see, I'm the same way because I like Josh Gates. He's like I said, he's a really nice guy. Met him at, believe it or not, our garden show. And he was a super nice guy. I don't have any paranormal shows on TV. I like Dixie Cryptid, Buckeye Bigfoot, and Pickaninny Bigfoot. Oh, wow. I've never heard of that one. That's a thing. There's a lot of Bigfoot channels and cryptic channels, but a lot of Bigfoot channels, a lot. I think there's something out there for about anybody. I wasn't big on kimchi till I went to Korea. It's a required taste. Yes, it is. Healthy as a fermented foods. Yes. Yes, they eat low, raw garlic and stuff like that. Yes, they do. Korean food is a very interesting food. And it can be very hot. Very hot. And sometimes it doesn't always smell the best either. But man, when you eat it, it's like, holy crap, it definitely tastes a lot better than it smells. I liked the Dead Files. Amy just had to leave, which is sad, but the show was, I don't know if you've seen any of her videos talking about it. I don't know if you can find them. I know she has some uploads out talking about the show. But it was hard on her. Very hard on her. Dixie Cryptid. I've watched her before. I've watched it before. Don't remember much. I've seen so many channels. It got to the point where I had to get rid of channels. I just couldn't keep up. It's two Blackfeet women who go Bigfoot hunting on the res. Oh, really, Vixen? I'll have to check that out. Kimchi does go good with scrambled eggs. Yes, it does. Yeah. Oh, to him? See, this show just to tell you. I am so out of touch. I'm trying. But there's so many Bigfoot channels and paranormal channels. I'm not big on watching. What I watch on TV is very limited anymore. I'm not. I mean, I'm always on the go, and even at night. So, YouTube's have been a lot of my television lately, only because I can watch and pick and choose, and I watch something for 15, 20 minutes or an hour, and I'm good. I can go on to the next subject. Or I research and just turn everything off. But when it comes to the TV shows, like I said, those are older ones that they don't do anymore. And the new ones, I don't mind. I get a kick out of watching caught on camera, only because I want to see how many I've seen already or how old they are, because you'll see them on there. And it's like something that's actually been around for like 2 years. So, but as for YouTube, I don't like on YouTube, I don't watch like ghost hunting channels where they go and do ghost hunts. I'm not, after doing it myself, I have issues with some of the stuff I see, but then that's me. Because I've seen the best of them bring stuff home with them. So I can only imagine what these people bring home with them. They try to protect themselves. You can protect yourself all you want. If it's going to come home with you, it's going to come home with you. But it's just how some of these people approach it. And how can I put this? I give them kudos for doing what they do, because like I said, I've done it before. Back in the day when we didn't have all that equipment. And we'd advise, figure ways out, use actual cassette players to record EVPs, and have to spend, hours searching all those tapes and stuff. Your camcorder. Somebody's got all this footage out there. I wish I knew where Jerry was at, because, he has all the video footage that we caught using old televisions and static, white noise. So somebody out there, Jerry, if you happen to stumble across this channel and you're still alive, you still have all that stuff, would you make copies and send it to me, get a hold of me? I would love to show some of that stuff on here. I like he has a great soft voice. A lot of people, I think, watch him to go to sleep because he's got that voice. It's a very mellow tone voice. I watch him too. I love stories and I love encounters. Give me 4. And I love the fact that people still go do this stuff. I think people do it for fame and fortune or whatever. Or some of them actually do it for the best reasons, but I'm now seeing videos of these people coming home and having problems at home. And sometimes what you think you're talking to may not be what you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? And we've had that happen. One of the reasons I stopped doing it was because I'm pretty sure one time I know for a fact I brought something home. But it didn't stick around for some reason, which was nice. Oh, Latra, your humor is no odder than mine, believe me. Sometimes my humor is very dry. So you're good, bud. You're totally good. And I'm antsy. Dixie Cryptid is one of the biggest YouTubes. Cam is a great narrator. Oh, cool. I'll have to check it out again. Make sure I was thinking the same one. Like I said, there's so many. I got rid of so many channels because I couldn't keep up with them. And there were people out there I was watching. I didn't even know who they were, where they were from. And I wouldn't get to finish half the videos. And I just said it was getting too much. Yep. Oh, I know that, Chris. Believe me, I was a researcher. I've been out there. I know that. And I've seen some bad things happen. We went one time to a place. One of the guys permanently quit. I mean, he quit that night. And he went home. He goes, I'm done. I can't. This is not for me. And we got a call later asking him. It was probably about a week later. He calls me and another guy. Asked us to come over. And he brought something home with him. It was not good. It was eating him up inside for about a week and a half before he called us. And it wouldn't leave him alone. It had him so much on edge. You know, the weird stuff, doors knocking, the whole works. I sat there and listened to it one night for an hour. It was insanity. But we got it to move away and go away. But when you do that stuff, it takes a lot out of you too. But he swore he'd never do anything like that again. I don't even think he watches horror movies anymore. So yeah, he just totally stays away from any of that stuff. And that was just one night. But you see it. And it is a risk you take. And sometimes I don't think people realize how big that risk can be. Especially when it starts affecting your family. You take it home with your family. It's different if you live by yourself, but when you have a family, that's a whole different ball game. When you bring something you can't see into the house, that's a big deal. Especially if it's not a holy, which is most cases it's not. It's not something good. That's like the story I heard of a woman who went to Alcatraz. No, where'd she go? Was it the refectory? But she went to one of the prisons. And no, it wasn't a prison. Yeah, it was a prison. And there was an old hat. She thought somebody had left a hat. So she took the hat, took it home with her. And for like a month, she was terrorized. And somebody said, you took a hat from the prison? And she said, yeah. She said, I thought somebody left it. I thought it was a cool hat. She goes, you could take it back now. As soon as she took it back, got quiet. Never got bothered again. So you don't take stuff from places like that either. Hey, John P. Adventures, how are you? I hope you are well. Good to see you. Yeah, it's not a good thing to do when you take things like that from places like that. Where's somebody, I don't know the place, but there's a beach or someplace, if you take the stones, you're cursed. And people actually mail the stones back or ask people to take them back. Thank you. I don't know if I'm looking great, but yeah, I'm feeling good. Yep, the prettiest, the more haunted. The heebie-jeebies. Oh, yeah, a small stone can cause a big problem. Yeah, I'm trying to think of where this place was at. I don't know if it's in Hawaii or somewhere. I can't remember. I hate that. See, that's another thing. I get on here, and it's like I draw blanks. Hey, Nightmare, there they are. Hello, Nightmare. Thank you for popping in earlier. How are you? I can't remember where this place is at, so if anybody remembers, let me know. But they get thousands of stones mailed to them all the time. It's a riot. It's like they tell these people, do not take stones. Do not take these stones. Don't take it home with you. I know you're in and out. And I appreciate that. Yes, all the new people. I even advertised a little bit on TikTok today. I'm still getting used to that. I'm real nervous. You can tell I'm nervous because my phone's shaking. Hawaii Pele will make you life miserable until you send the rock. That's it. I knew it was in Hawaii. Thank you, Vixen. Yeah, because I actually seen, I saw a video a while back ago. And I always laugh because I've heard these stories from even friends where they've taken stones and had to send them back. I actually had one friend that actually went all the way back just to take two. Him and his wife each grabbed one, and they took them both back. They went out and took them back. It was hilarious. I'm like, this has got to be a joke. And they're like, no, it's no joke, dude. We brought those stones home, and our lives were hell. I said, I told her, we got to take these back, and we got to do it ourselves. And they did. Cleaning up on the troll list. The list is low on trolls. Good. I don't, hey, trolls have their jobs to do, I guess, too. It's good to see you. But thank you. I knew it was in Hawaii. I just knew it was. Yeah, Pompeii, too, yeah. Well, that's for the same reason, too, yeah. Yeah, and that's one place you probably shouldn't definitely take a stone. That's pretty much like that in Hawaii. I love the beach sand in Bermuda, from Bermuda. Never been there. Couldn't tell you. It goes to PC. You guys are crazy. I love it. But as that, taking stuff from places is never a good thing. It's never a good thing. Especially if it's haunted or has a very, I've heard the same thing about Gettysburg. You don't take anything from Gettysburg. I've heard people have picked flowers and regretted it and stuff like that. So, yeah. An episode of Magnum PI featured Pele. Oh, man, that's so old. And her white dog. Oh, wow, you're going way back. Well, not that far, but yeah. Magnum PI. Oh, my gosh. I think I remember that episode, actually. Holy crap. Oh, you're aging me, man. You're aging me. But I was young. I wasn't that young. That's wild. But yeah, and then there's tons of stories where people have taken stuff from places they probably shouldn't. What a stash. Little dead air. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, and you don't. And sometimes you don't really. I have relics from Gettysburg. Do you really, Chris? That's interesting. Now I know I believe my little brother, now where it's at, I don't know because he's gone now, but I know he had musket balls that he had found in the ground there a while back when he went with somebody. You be good, John P. Just say hi. I will. Take care, good man, if you're leaving. Have a fine night yourself. Have a wonderful one. Stop in and say hi during Gemma's celebration Friday night at Oracle's. We'd love to see you. Would you get at Gettysburg? But I have heard stories where people have picked flowers and wish they never have. Took something home and had problems. It may not be everything, but you know. Has anyone seen? I know he's posting on Facebook, Chris. At least I thought he was. I haven't talked to him since before I got sick. And I need to get with him and check on him. But yeah, I've just been so busy, and now I'm playing catch up, and it's been hard to even play catch up because that week I was sick. I'm still fighting, and I got a bunch of tests at the beginning of next month. So streams may be kind of funky at the first couple of weeks next month because I got 2 weeks of tests I got to go through. Oh, really? Way cool, Chris. But no, I don't even know if Gemma's talked to him. You take and leave flowers, don't pick them. Yeah, well, I think they picked them. But those are just small stories. Now, you don't hear a whole lot about, like, I'm just saying, I've heard stories where people have taken stuff from Gettysburg and had problems. Apparently, Chris didn't. And I know people go out there and find stuff all the time. So. Oh, okay. Longer, but 3 a.m. already almost here. Oh, 3 a.m. is coming on fast. Yeah, it's not that late here, but it will be soon. But sometimes I hear thunder in the distance. It's been thundering here. Is it thundering down there, Chris? We've had a little bit of thunder and lightning. Been interesting. But we're down in the 40s now, right? Yeah, we're 40, right on 40 now. I asked before I take. That's a good thing. That's actually a good idea. We're having rain soon, I think. It's been raining here off and on. We've had just before stream, we had a little thunderstorm come through. No clear in 58 minutes. Sounds like a little thunder coming from the north here. Just before, right before stream, like I said, we had a little thunderstorm, and it poured really hard right before stream. Like it was hitting the windows so hard you could hear it hit the windows. Has anybody in this room taken anything from any sites in their past? But like I said earlier, I was asking, what are people's favorite paranormal shows? TVs, YouTube? Who's your favorite, like, go-to person? You know, it's like Ryan. I figured he would do real good in streams. But, yeah, he was streaming on Friday night, which is a hard night to stream for even Gemma. Because everybody streams on the weekend, but I mean, he only streamed twice, and that was all. I figured he'd make it work, but I know he goes through a lot too. So yeah, clear in 58. Now it's 40 here. It's cooling off. So Ryan, if you sneak in to listen, let us know you're okay. I know I may have to come looking for you this weekend on Facebook. Pardon my nose. What time we got here, folks? Oh, we've been on for about an hour. Like I said, I wasn't going to push a whole lot. I am trying to get back to normal like Dickens. I felt bad because I missed Wednesday nights. Actually, like I said, I really missed doing the midnight streams. But right now, just can't push it. If anybody would be cursed or have attachments for taking things, would be, or yeah, but that rarely happens. Well, you know, here's the thing. I also think about a lot of it has to do with your belief systems. You know, those guys don't think about that stuff. So why do they fear it? So they don't fear it. You know, and if you don't fear or relate to it, it's not going to bother them because they're just going to ignore it anyways. I picked up a rock at the archaeology site. I thought it was a gift. I watched it roll off my bed and it disappeared. Wow, interesting. I'm not signing off yet. I'm not going anywhere yet, Kelly. I was just saying. I'm going to go as long as I can. I always go about an hour or so, but it's pretty quiet tonight. So I'll go until I feel like it's slowing down. I love to see everybody here. There's 9 of us here. If you're going to bed, good night. Have a beautiful day. If not, hang out. I'm hanging out. But yeah, I really liked Mysteries and Monsters in America. That was one of my favorites. And I really liked fact or fiction. I liked shows where they try to actually disprove things. And that was a good one. That was a show, if they'd just stuck to it, could still be running today. But it's like they run their courses on, Discovery and all that. It was a good show. And I like the fact that, they changed some people like halfway through the season. And that's good. Keep it interesting. Now, I always like to take the time. I mean, I like to make it worth the stream and you guys visiting. But it's just me by myself. So, there's dead air sometimes. And I know it's hard for me sometimes to hold a conversation with you guys. So, and I do it for you and I have fun. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. It's going to take a little time. GEMMA'S replay, I should be here Saturday. I don't think I see why not. But I want to get back to my midnights. Yeah, Josh is always really skeptical. I mean, he's not a big, I think he's witnessed enough to make him a believer. But yes, he has a very good skeptical view of things, and that's a good thing. He likes to question things. I guess that's why I like him a lot, because he does. It's good. It's always usually a really good entertaining show in most parts. I like the fact that he's, basically doing Destination Truth now, but it's under a different name. And he goes out with them, but it's basically him sending the guy and the girl out now. And he's sitting back, but he's hurt his back a couple times, so I get it. Yeah, I love those shows. Those are important shows to have, I think, to show good skepticism. It's on as we speak. Yeah. Sometimes I try to catch, sometimes they replay it after night. I think that's what my dad's in there watching now, to be honest. He may be in bed. But yeah, he watches it. Sometimes later on in the evening they'll show it and then they replay it later in the night. So I either catch it or go in there and watch it on demand. Slapped Ham is an interesting dude, okay? But he's one of them that tend to get things wrong. So you got to watch him. He hypes it up. But he has been known to get his information wrong too, about certain videos, about what's going on in the video. because I've even had to go and correct him on stuff. So yeah. So I kind of stopped watching him. I still watch him every so often, but I don't have him like as a sub anymore. Yeah, that one. Is it being? I know the last week I watched it. I missed it. I felt I was having a hard night. And I didn't stream last Wednesday, and I don't think I did I? I can't remember. But anyways, I remember getting up and watching part of it. I was pacing, so I went in and watched it in the den and sat in my rocking chair and tried to calm my soul. Yeah, see the thing with these top tens and stuff, compilation videos. You see a couple of them, and then you start seeing the same things over and over again. And then you listen to their takes, and sometimes a couple of them will be right on the nose, and then somebody will try to make more out of it. But yeah, that's my problem. So I try to limit myself on those compilation video type things, top tens, because you tend to see the same set of videos over and over again. Who wants to see the same video in 4 different videos, All the fake ghost videos from Korea and Japan are crazy. There are some, Japan, now you got to watch Japan, because sometimes those are fake, but sometimes they're not. But yeah, they're good at the creep factor and getting you all creeped out and faking it and making it feel real. But there's some real stuff coming out of Japan too. Now, Korea is really bad about the fake stuff. So is this overseas stuff, this Eastern stuff, this stuff coming out of Iran and all them with the jinns and stuff. You got to watch those. A lot of those guys are fakes too. People get into them, and a lot of them are fakes. A lot of them are fake videos. If you watch the way they handle the camera, the way they act, it's pretty obvious they're fake. And people buy into them, and it's like, come on, people. Some of them might be real, but majority of them, Middle East, uploads, a lot of those are fake. People buy into them. It's like, dude, don't. But there is a lot of fake stuff out there. And AI now, unless you've learned how to really tell the difference, and even then, sometimes you can't even tell the difference. And sometimes it's pretty obvious. So, yeah. That's like a lot of this Bigfoot footage now that's coming out. It's sad because when the real stuff really shows, everybody's, questioning it. And I mean, it's pretty obvious the fake stuff. I mean, but still, it makes us hard. They do this on purpose to purposely confuse people, because they don't really believe either. So that's why they're making fake videos, or they're just trying to get attention, or try to get views up. And the fake Bigfoot stuff is notorious. But you got to be careful, because one of these days what you might call fake may be the real deal. And I've seen some real footage of Bigfoot that's pretty obvious that it's real. Shame is, it's same story though. It's at a distance. You always can't get a clear shot. But there's a couple of videos that I'm pretty sure are the real thing. Especially there's one in the forest where you actually see the Bigfoot running across in front of him, and you actually see it's hold its arms out as it jumps over the ledge. That is real. You could tell by the way it wasn't AI. You could tell by the way it was carrying, by the way it was trucking through the woods. It was pretty amazing footage. And I don't think people realize how real that footage is. I watched Don Spratt and his wife's show, Ghost and Roasted. Really? I'll have to check that. Is that a channel, or is it a show? Is it a channel here? I think it's a channel. Hey, if there's a link, pop it in here, Chris, and I'll go back and check it later. I'd appreciate that. They're cute. That also tells me it's YouTube. Yeah, Chris, if you got a link for him, drop it in chat for me, please. I'd appreciate that. Give him some views. But it's a shame because now some of these YouTubers who do ghost hunts and stuff, I've watched enough to know that some of them are very real and are very, very real. And you could tell by their actions and stuff. But there's a lot of these big name ghost hunter YouTuber channels where, they're kind of like a lot of the TV stuff. Well, they only stay at a place for so long and they go back and stuff. So what you might see on television is actually may have been days. They don't tell you that. And they may have never caught anything, but they have to spice it up so they, play it up. Because I know there for a while, there were a couple of YouTubers, and I won't say their names, who were big time ghost hunters that got caught, spicing it up a little bit to keep the views. Because they hadn't had a very active view uploads. The Bigfoot vid from Russia with it running in the park a few years ago. Oh, that one's very real. Have you seen the other one there in Russia where he's running in the snow, where they're driving through the snow and you see him, the white Bigfoot, or I would say probably a Yeti or whatever, goes running across and jumps over the hill. That one's very real too. Zach's an egomaniac. I stopped watching him years ago because they are another one that were kind of playing and faking it to keep views and stay on television. He finally had to admit it. The power of suggestion is very powerful. I remember when Ghost Hunters first came on Sci-Fi. I loved that show, and I enjoyed that show. But ever since Ding Dong kind of blew it for him at the Stanley Hotel, using his kids in the background, hurt them. And that show was never the same after that. They show up for Para Unity every year, and they were there when we went. Nice guys. Little self-aware, as one might say. Jason was pretty nice. He was a real gentleman. But the boys, Tango and the other one, Tango was nice. But, they sat in that little conference hall talking and telling stories. And I think it was either Tango said they didn't believe in, dolls being possessed. They always thought that was a joke. And a lot of people in that building kind of got up and walked away. It was like, what? You're saying that in front of people like this? Paranormal State was a great show. And he got busted. Yes, he did. Until he got busted. That was the one they actually worked out of Penn State, wasn't it, Chris? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Where they were out of Penn State University? Thank you, Chris, very much. Got it. I'll make sure I go back and watch that. Thank you. What's the question for? Does anyone have a favorite activated charcoal brand they like? I always was a big fan of Matchlight. Always worked for me. If that's what you're talking about, Nightmare. But yeah, I liked Matchlight. I've never had a problem every time. And then, those good old Bedsford. That is always good. You can get it with, it all pre-treated, or you can put the gas on it, the stuff on it yourself. But those are my two favorite. And I think Matchlight is made by Bedsford. But those are my two go-to if I don't use propane, because I have both a charcoal and a gas grill. Sometimes it's just nice to cook over charcoal and some wood chips, if that's what you're talking about, right? Yeah, those are usually the two best, but I don't know where you're at, so I don't know what kind of brands you get offered, but they're the two big names. I mean, were any stomach problems? No. I hear it is a good. I hear it is good for food poisoning. Food poisoning. I've never had any stomach problems. Yeah, that's a little different, Vixen, because I use charcoal too in my tanks. It's good to help for filtering systems. I watched Katrina Windefman. Yeah, I can never say her name. Paranormal State on her YouTube channel. Katrina's really nice too. She was at Parent Unity too. Isn't she the one that did the shows with Jack Osborne? What is that? Portals to Hell is the name of the show. Is that the same one? You know, actually, I've seen health food stores carry charcoal. So, but is that what you're asking, Nightmare? Yeah, I don't use it. I've never had a problem with charcoal before. But if you're cooking with it every day, I can see it causing stomach issues easy. I mean, they're treated. There's a lot of that stuff's treated. So yeah, I can see if you're eating off of charcoal grills almost every day, probably would mess with your stomach. Maybe give you a little bit of poisoning. You're welcome. If we answered your question, I mean, depends on it, because there's a lot of different types of uses for charcoal. Like I said, I use charcoal in my fish tanks. Well, I don't have a fish tank, it's the toad tank. I use it to keep the water filtered. I use it in my water filter. Keeps the water pretty decent, even though my tank is due for a good scrubbing now. Actually, they're due for a new tank, and I'm getting ready to do that this spring. Make them a whole new tank. Maybe get some buddies for them. But she's the one that did Porters with. Is it Jack Osborne? I love Brainstone. Brainstone response. Brainstorm response. Okay, yeah, that's the way to do it. Is you just brainstorm and people just start. She did Porters and Paranormal Lockdown. Yeah. Now I remember. I like Paranormal Lockdown with Nick Carr. Now that guy's a man that's seen some stuff, and you could tell by the way he acts. Also was also on Ghost Hunters. Yes, she was. That's right, she was, wasn't she? I forgot about her being on Ghost Hunters. Gosh, she was, wasn't she? Holy crap, I forgot about that. I like her anyway. She seems like a sweetie. I didn't get to talk to her when she was there. Yeah, I remember Paranormal Lockdown. Zach screwed Nick over. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. That, and I'm glad Nick left. He was the only, you want me to be honest, he was the only one on the show I actually liked. And actually, fact was, I always thought Nick was smarter than Zach, anyways. He had a little more common sense when it came to stuff. So I'm glad Nick left and did his own thing. Though Zach still haunts him because every time he starts getting somewhere with a show, I'm being told that Zach would stick his nose in it and find a way to cause trouble for it. Aaron's just Aaron. I like Aaron, but he's like your your sidekick, your comedic actor on the side, and he's there. He's there to take the abuse and kind of be the funny guy. And that's what he does. And he does it good. But he's very loyal to Zach, too, from what I've understood. Now, I don't know how much things have changed since Nick left, but Aaron's always been very, loyal to Zach. So, but yeah, I like Aaron. I just thought Nick was the smartest of them all. He seemed to have more common sense. Because Aaron's the one that always got stuck doing the crazy stuff. Yeah, he does, and he still does it. And, I'm thinking to the point now that the Travel Channel's getting to the point now, because, they're literally having to show his show all day long to keep his views up. But he does have a good fan base. I don't know why, because, you would think some people have caught on. I mean, I haven't been to his Las Vegas, his exhibit in Vegas, but I hear horror stories about, you got to sign a contract, you got to do this, you got to do that. I don't know. I don't know if I'd go if you have to sign a contract and all this crap. Kind of sign a waiver. It's all for the hype too, and I get it. But yeah, he's really bad. I've heard those stories too. About any of the competition when it comes to paranormal competition. Nick and his wife do investigations on YouTube. Oh, do you have a link for that? I didn't know that. That I didn't know. If you got a link for them, drop the link for that too. I got to go check that out. I didn't know him and his wife were doing stuff. Wow. I honestly didn't. You just laid something new on me. I didn't know he was doing stuff. But a lot of them do stuff on YouTube. That's wild. I did not know that. Anybody else have any favorite shows that, are still on now or in the past that you've liked? See, here's another thing, though. People don't understand that not only do I see stuff in real life, I'll be flipping through streams. I like to watch some gaming streams. It's because they're fun to watch. I like to see how other people play, or they get to gab into and they get conversations going. But I go through these gaming stations and other streamers, other types of streams, and I've seen stuff standing behind people. I've seen stuff moving around behind people. I've watched TV shows where I think they filmed something and I had to go back and look it over again. Watched movies where I've caught stuff that I don't think they realize they caught in movies. Thank you very much. Moss Adventures. Okay, thanks, Chris. Thank you very much. That's 2 I owe you. Jack announced a new paranormal show coming in this summer. Another one? Jack. He's another one that really gets into this. Backdoor cooking brats. There you go. Well, actually, brats sounds good. I haven't eaten brats for a while. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. Those 2 of them I'll go check out later. You still with us, Kelly? I didn't leave that. Vixen. What's your favorites, Vixen? Yes. Mrs. was checking. I want to make sure I say goodnight to people when they leave. There's a lot of people that come and go out of the channel. I don't get to. And by the way, the people who are watching in the background, I appreciate you watching. Hey, you got something to say it. We'd love to hear what you got to say, especially when it comes to, this stuff. It's always good to talk about these shows and other channels. I like to promote other channels, and if you got a channel you know that does a really good job, please bring it in. Let us know. I had brats and kraut the other day. Yeah, I took my dad to go get his monthly Reuben. He totally enjoys those. I'm not a kraut guy. Not that I wouldn't eat it, it's just I'm not a kraut guy. I missed the midweek discussion. Good job. Oh, I would like to get my midweek discussion back to late nights, but right now, until I get myself back on my feet a little stronger. Believe it or not, I'm sitting here shaking now. Had Hawaiian pizza for dinner. That doesn't sound too bad. And now going for the brat. Oh, now she's craving brats. No, just kidding. Hawaiian pizza doesn't sound too bad. I'm not a pineapple guy either. There's certain foods because of certain medicines I have to watch. Like I can't do pineapple. I used to love grapefruit. Now I can't do grapefruit because of the medication I'm on. Broiler brats, turning them around 10 minutes. I've never thought them in an air fryer. Not a bad idea. Yeah, I always boil my brats first. I usually boil them in beer, then throw them on the grill. Always boil them in beer and then throw them on the grill. Add all those extra carbs to it. That's an easy, good, healthy way to eat it. Okay. But these shows, sometimes these shows today, they flooded it so bad over the last few years with all these paranormal shows. They're almost the same. And I think that's why I kind of backed off of a lot of the ones I watched here on YouTube, is because I was like, I was seeing the same thing over and over again. Then I kind of got like Gemma, where I got tired of people seeing something or catching something and freaking out and yelling and screaming and acting all crazy. And it's like, you don't want to act like that. Stop. Catch your breath. Get a grip. Instead of freaking out, calm down and try to catch more evidence if you're going to go for it. Red Snap hot dogs for you. Wow. What? Wait, what did I miss? Boil them in water takes taste out of any sausage unless you use. I use beer. I don't boil them in water. I use beer. Haven't heard Red Snap hot dogs for a while. I always boil them in beer. Never water. If I do it, if I have a beer to do it. If I don't boil them at all. I just throw them straight on the grill. But if Giles has a beer in the fridge, a couple beers in the fridge, I'll pour a beer in a pan and boil them in the beer, then put them on the grill. No beer, no boil. I just throw them straight on the grill. I use New York Dirty Dog water for hot dogs. Oh. Now, see, hot dogs I'd rather have on the grill next to boiled. About 5 miles from home. Dr. Kilt's Carry Man more. Wait, I missed something. Carnivore Meetup in Austin. 8, sponsored by Healing Humanity documentary. Ooh, interesting. You going? Oh, it's about 5 miles from home. Oh, then you're going. But for the people that came in while we've been rapping, just a reminder, halfway reminder, since what, a little after 10 now, almost 10:30 now. Gemma's book, Gone 5, Volume 5 is out. So please order a copy. Even if you get Kindle, please make sure you leave a review, a 5-star review, if you would, please. It's like an autographed copy. I think she said it was $20, and you send her the Cash App or PayPal. Tell her what it's for. She'll get the copy, autograph it, and get it off to you. Also, no Monday video. She's been sick all week, bless her heart. So I really hope to make Friday Oracles a fun one for her because she really could use it. But no upload on 11 o'clock a.m. Monday, this Monday, because she just hadn't had no voice. Her voice was, when I talked to her today, her voice was hosed. So bear with her. That's why she hasn't done any shorts or anything. So it's hard to work when you don't have a voice. Also, so on tonight, then Friday at 7:15, live oracles with Gemma and me. I'm just a list keeper. I don't try to say too much during those shows, but it's her birthday celebration, so come wish her a happy birthday, hang out. Then I should be here Saturday night. If I'm not, bear with me. But I plan on being here. I kind of like doing Gemma's replays. I don't have to talk a lot. I can just talk and chat while we watch the videos. Then no Monday video. And then I'll be back here Wednesday. And hopefully we'll have a little more topic, or a little more discussion about the paranormal. Because I like talking about this kind of stuff. The shows, what's going on. Other YouTube channels. If there's good YouTube channels out there, let's promote them. Let's get them some ratings. Let's pump Gemma up a little bit. Dr. Kiltz is an amazing group of people. Oh, it's a group of people. Got my ticket. Oh, haven't had a New England supper for a while. Baked beans, hot dogs, and brown bread. Is that what you call a New England dinner? That's wild. That's a common Western dish here. Ohio dish, actually. Yeah, it is a flavorful mix. Flavorful. Oh, forget it, Steve. It's a good dinner. A lot of flavor. Last time I had brown bread, it was in a can. What? I like brown bread. If you have brown bread in a can, come on a second. That's so sorry. What does she have an RFK voice going on? Yeah, she does. She's real gravelly. Bless her heart. Sounds pretty rough. Yeah, she does. That dude's voice. It's because of the issues he had later in life. It caused the speech. But her voice is real gravelly. Bless her heart. Have you seen what shorts she's already put out? That's just a small fraction of how she sounds. Bless her heart. Every Saturday night when I was a kid. That sounds like what we used to have. No, it was pretty cool because my dad worked for Wonder Bread. But yeah, she sounded pretty rough. When I talked to her today, she was still pretty rough. So I'm really hoping she's going to try to get back on track tomorrow. 1 second. It's starting. Probably because I haven't taken a drink for a while. Teen honey girl. Yes, after I've been telling her. She's trying. I prefer New England broiled dinner. Yeah, so she does sound pretty rough. She sounded a little better by the end of the time I talked to her, but hopefully she can get back in swing of things tomorrow. She says she can't miss him at work, bless her heart. Weekend movie for my me and as a child was Monsters, Outer Limits, Glendy, Ohio. Oh yeah, Monsters was such a great show. That was another very short-lived series. Outer Limits, I love all the Outer Limits, even the new ones. Some of the ones they did in the 90s were kind of, but I always liked Outer Limits more than Twilight Zone. But there are just some Twilight Zones you can't touch. Also liked hold on, I'm trying to think of the name. The Cool Ghoul. We had Supps. We actually had cable, so we got Supps. Yeah, it was Supps. We would get out of Cleveland, Supps. And he was always fun to watch because he always had Godzilla and always some of the best good monster B movies, the whole works. In fact, that's where I saw Godzilla first time was on Supps down in Chillicothe, actually. What was the name of that show? Tales from the Dark Side. I loved that show. That was another show that was very short-lived. I didn't actually mind Friday the 13th. It wasn't a bad series until that last little end of the series. No, I do remember Big Chuck and Julian out of Cleveland. Sven Gulli is still rocking. Now, of course, he's a new host, but he took over for his he worked with the original one and just took over for it, which I thought was awesome. But Sven Gulli's been around for like ever. He's pretty much one of the last now. You still have a guy out of California, I think, that still does one. That actually does creature features here on YouTube, but it's aired in California. Our weekend movies were Johnny Weissmuller. Yeah. And featured old Baghdad. During the week we had Flippo the clown, and he was on at 4:00, and he would do the dinner movie and have games and stuff and have a live audience, and they would show a movie. I love all the old Tarzan movies. I'm a big Tarzan fan. When they made that one movie with one of the boys, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. He with Roby. I think if they would have really played up certain points in that movie, it would have been a great movie. But it wasn't a bad movie. I didn't mind it. But yeah, Tarzan movie, Johnny Weissmuller. You can't touch. This is my dad's favorites. And Jungle Jim. Yes, there was actually a Jungle Jim. For those who didn't know. Yeah, she brought it up there. Vixen said it. Jungle Jim. I just now realized she did say it. But yeah, we grew up with those. She would show movies like that. There was a blonde guy that played Tarzan for a while in the 70s that I kind of liked. The dark side's always there, waiting for us to enter, waiting to enter us. Until next time, try and enjoy the daylight. Yep. Yeah, I stumbled on that show when it first airing. And I always did like Tales from the Dark Side. Because actually, wasn't there a comic book, Tales from the Dark Side? I can't remember. I always tried to look for it and I can never find it. It could just be me mixing it up with something else. Yeah, I know. We'll see. Let's just hope they don't destroy it. Let's hope. I'm not a Bond fan, but I do enjoy the movies. Now, there were some that weren't so great, but yes, it did actually, Chris. It did. Tales from the Dark Side had a lot of actors in it that later on became super famous or great character actors later in their life. But yeah, Tales from the Dark Side and a couple of the 90s and early 80s, because I know they did it. They tried to bring it back, Outer Limits, back in the 80s and then the 90s and then the early 2000s. Because I think at one time they want Harry. Actually, that'd be interesting to see if they could pull it off, Chris. I'd watch Harry as Bond. But there was a couple of these old, even Monsters had some celebrities that later on became big actors. They are slaughtering Rings of Power, and not in a good way. Yeah, I heard. That was another thing I couldn't get into was the Ring of Power. I'm not even going to try to say that, Chris. Huge array of actors who were in Outer Limits. Oh yeah, and that was a big one. And like I said, they tried to bring Outer Limits back a couple times. Harry Rollins, I think, was even a host on it once, and then somebody else was. Well, everybody has their own takes on it, Chris. I just couldn't get into it, so I didn't watch it. I watched tried to watch the first season. It just wasn't my thing. My son enjoys it. I have no problem with that. Like everybody has their own little thing, so that's good. At least it's getting views. But it just wasn't my thing. It's like I watched the cartoon, the animated movie. Started to watch like the first 10 minutes, and I haven't finished it. So now I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it. And I'm waiting to see because I guess I'm trying to figure out what's real and what's not real. A lot of talk of Keanu Reeves playing Dracula. That will be interesting. He did get the okay to do Constantine 2, so that should be good. Now, I heard The Bear was a good movie. I mean, a good show. But I haven't watched it yet. Finally catching up on Reacher. But they're going to have him play Dracula. I don't know how real that is. I am excited. He did say they got the okay for Constantine 2. And they're supposed to be coming out with that soon. That I'd like to see. I don't know him as Dracula, though. And then he did a book, kind of like Berserker. And I guess they want to make it into a movie or a series. See if that happens. Only a few weeks ago, only a 3 weeks to go for Daredevil and Andor season 2. Now I'm ready for Daredevil. Andor, we'll see. I am just so frustrated with Disney and Star Wars. Everybody likes their shows. There's people nitpicking through them. The ones they like, the ones they don't like. I'm just going with the flow. We'll see. Is it really? Yeah, I haven't seen Bear yet. Everybody likes that. Servants. Is that how I'm saying that right? Severance, whatever it's called. They're liking that show. Yeah, I know it's on TV in general. I know it gets really good ratings. The Bear does. Anybody else got any good shows that are good right now? A lot of people, I'm surprised that, TV has hung in as long as it has. But you always have people who watch TV because, antennas are coming back. So it's like cable is slowly disappearing. They're fighting to hang in there. Yellowstone in 1923. Yeah, my dad loves those shows. I was surprised. He fell in love with them right away. I figured it'd be a little much for him, but he's digging them, especially 1923. So we make sure he catches them. So he's caught up, I believe. Thundering here now. Damn, you cursed us. Oh, man, it was storming just before I came on. It was storming here really good. I mean, we were getting some boom booms. I was like, holy crap. Now, it's been pretty quiet since. But I haven't checked the radar or anything. Yeah, he loves 1923. 1 second. Dang it. So sorry about that, folks. Starting up, night's kicking in. I'm going to get to Huff and Puff, and I am going to have to go here pretty soon. But no, he really likes 1923 because he's an old cowboy guy, and he loves his war movies. I want somebody to make a Sergeant Rock movie. Landman was amazing. I haven't heard that one. Interesting. Is that a show? What is that? I'm asking what it is, but I don't know what it is. I've never heard of that one. Oh, Texas oil fields? Ooh, interesting. I'll check that one out. Got a sniff of Bakken's zero sugar orange seltzer. We're Oklahoma. One of them places, huh? I don't never heard of the show. So much for the tasteful jokes. Yep. Anybody ever check out James? He does the Impossible channel. I'll tell you what, I've been watching him lately. Sometimes he buys into too much. But he keeps it interesting, I will say that. Yeah, well, the creator of Yellowstone is another show that Tulsa King and all Taylor Sheridan's shows. Oh, okay. Okie dokies. I just never heard of that one. If I have, it's just probably right over my head. Right over my head. But see, some stuff just, like I said, some stuff just doesn't interest me. Talented. Okay. I'm when I can sit down and actually get through shows, it's like I'm still playing to catch up with my show. You got to watch Giles. You got to watch this, and you got to watch this, and you got to watch this. And then I watch like the first couple of episodes. I usually give it like the first 4 episodes to see if I'm going to get into it. He gets mad because some of the shows I just don't get into. It's like, it's just not me. It's just not my thing. That doesn't mean you don't have to stop watching. Just not my thing. Stars Billy Bob Thornton and Demi Moore. Where Demi Moore should be in jail. So, but is it good? I mean, is it really good? Billy Bob Thornton, he's an interesting dude, anyways. I figure sooner or later she'll have to make a comeback to pay her way out of jail. Just joking. Texas. So you were right, Dixon. Yeah, she is overrated. I mean, everybody made a big deal about her in striptease. It wasn't even her. Half the body shots were not her body. I don't think people really realize that. She even admits that they used a body double for most of that stuff. Wasn't that the name of the movie? With her and oh, forget it. Once again, I drew a blank. Uh-oh, dead air. Sorry about that. Dead air. Dead air. Body double should be illegal. Trump. Well, you know, there's just some stars that don't want to do it. And I give them credit for that. So they have to use a body double. Not like they should have to have. Yeah, it's not like they have to have nudity in every movie anyways. I get kind of tired of that crap too. Wait. What's that too, Chris? I don't have my YouTube on. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, to the IMBD, whatever it's called. Yes. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. I'll have to check it out. I'll at least check it out. Of course, they got to have Texas football in there. Football's so big in Texas. But yeah, I don't have a problem with some stars doing, you know, hey, if they don't want to put it out there, they shouldn't have to. No different than having a stunt double. Thank you, Chris. I'll have to ask Giles and see if he watched it. That's kind of one of his things up his alley. Yeah, but I don't have a problem with people using body doubles. But like I said, I must be getting old because I just want a good movie that's going to entertain me now. And I always, 1 second. Jeez. Well, I don't know about that, Chris, but yeah, I believe it. Oh, really? Are they very competitive? I'm starting to wheeze. I may have to cut it here pretty soon, guys. Would like to watch Killers of the Flower Moon, but boy, that feels awful close to home. Really? I've heard about it. I was going to check it out, but I'm kind of I love sports-minded girls. Yeah, but sometimes it can be a little much. I used to know one like that, actually, very much. But I have no problem with it. But I can see why some guys got turned off by it. I read books. I do too. It was very historically accurate. I heard the same thing, Chris, that it was very accurate. When you're as old as me, you ask on the feet. Well, Lotro, I'm sure you're not as old as me. So, in fact, I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah, I heard it was. Started to get a little congested here, folks. Okay. They did, huh? I'm going to take this to about 11, then I'm going to call it. I appreciate everybody hanging with me tonight and talking. Pretty casual night. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm just gonna piddle the last couple minutes because it's almost 11 now. Try to make it somewhat a 2-hour show. At least make it worth you guys coming in here. Give me time to go over the wrap up. So while you guys talk and enjoy your conversation, first of all, I want to thank all the people who sat in the background and listened and enjoyed the show and just kind of hung out with us. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Gemma appreciates it. You know, if you appreciate it enough to send a tip, it'd be nice. All the links are in there. You got Gemma's book that just came out, Gone, Volume 5. I haven't had a chance to see it yet or sit down with it, but she's read stuff from it and some of the other books. Please check it out. It's on Amazon. All the links are in the description. If you like a autographed copy, send her $20, I think it is, or $25, and Cash App or PayPal. And she'll get a copy, autograph it, and send it to you. Just make sure when you pay her, you tell her what it's for. Also, please watch our shorts, like, and, leave some comments on all our stuff. It does help. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for us. I will be here Friday with Gemma at 7:15 for intuitive oracles, 1-card oracles. Just remember, it's $2 and $4 through Super Chat if it's because YouTube takes half, and $2 through Cash App and PayPal or my Venmo. All the links will be in the chat. Even if you can't afford it, hang out toward the end because she tries not to let anybody leave, and some people pay extras just so some people can get their if they'd like a card. So hang out till the end, so you might get lucky. I always leave that up to Gemma. It is her birthday Friday, so it'll be fun. She could really use the uplift, so please make sure you come and hang out with us. And let's get her feeling better. Hopefully she'll have a better voice than she has. And then I should be here Saturday night. If I'm not, I always post to tell you guys I won't be here. I try to at least put it on Facebook. And then no Monday video. Like I said, she's been sick all week, so she hasn't had a chance. She is trying to get stuff out to people and readings and stuff. Bear with her. She'll get caught up. Now, like I said, Friday we're here. And then she's going out with the ladies Saturday night. So she'll probably be a very busy woman Sunday. So like I said, bear with her. Much love all to you. Much love to you all. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for the gab session. Even though I have dead air sometimes. But it is hard to do on the show by yourself. But I enjoy it. And hopefully I sound a lot better next Saturday night, Friday night. Man, I did way too much than I should have today. Anyways, have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Enjoy your Thursday. And I will see you guys Friday. Be well. Be kind to each other. Much love to you all. Again, thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you guys